Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever felt the presence of someone in your mind day after day, even without a single word exchanged? What does that truly mean? Let me take you on a journey to understand the deeper implications of such a phenomenon. First, let's talk about connection. Human connection is not limited to the physical world. It lives in our thoughts, in the quiet spaces of our mind where the most meaningful relationships flourish. When someone occupies that space, it speaks to the depth of the bond you share. It's not about daily conversations. It's about the understanding, trust, and memories that anchor them in your life. Human connection is one of the most profound forces in our lives. It's a bridge that links us to others in ways we often can't fully articulate. But what happens when that connection transcends words, distance, and even time? What does it mean when someone is always in your mind, even without any form of communication? To understand this, we must first recognize that connection is not solely built on conversation or physical proximity. It goes far deeper. Connection is rooted in understanding, a mutual recognition of shared values, emotions, and experiences. It's about how someone makes you feel, how they challenge you to grow, and how their presence, or even the memory of their presence, affirms your own identity. Think about the most meaningful relationships in your life. These are not defined by the number of texts exchanged or the frequency of calls. Instead, they are defined by the quality of the bond, by the way you can sit in silence together and still feel understood, or how their voice echoes in your thoughts long after they've left the room. When someone remains in your mind without communication, it is often a sign of a profound connection that doesn't rely on constant interaction to thrive. It is a connection that has moved beyond surface level exchanges to take root in your soul. It's the kind of bond where their absence doesn't diminish their presence in your life, but instead amplifies it, because their impact was never tied to how often they were physically present. Well, this kind of connection also reminds us of the universality of human emotions. When we think of someone constantly, it's because they've touched a core part of who we are. Perhaps they've taught us something about love, resilience, or hope. Perhaps their actions have inspired us to become better versions of ourselves. Whatever the reason, the connection lives on, even without new words being spoken. The power of connection lies in its ability to bridge gaps. It allows us to feel close to someone who may be miles away. It enables us to draw strength from a memory, a shared moment, or even an imagined conversation. And in those moments, we realize that true connection is not bound by the limitations of time, space, or technology. It's something much deeper. So when someone is always in your mind without any communication, it's a testament to the depth of your bond with them. It means that the connection you share is built on something enduring, something that words alone cannot fully express. It's a reminder of the invisible threads that tie us to the people who matter most. And it's a call to cherish those connections, even in their quiet, unseen forms. In our lives, we are surrounded by countless people, experiences, and interactions. Yet only a few leave a lasting impression. Have you ever wondered why certain people stay in your mind, even in their absence? The answer lies in the role of meaning. When someone occupies your thoughts without any communication, it's often because their presence has added profound meaning to your life. Meaning isn't just about what we do or what happens to us. It's about the significance we attach to those experiences. People who linger in our minds are often those who have played a role in shaping who we are. They've influenced our beliefs, challenged our perspectives, or reminded us of what truly matters. Their presence, or even the memory of their presence, becomes a marker of something essential in our lives. Think about someone who has been on your mind lately. Perhaps they were a mentor who guided you during a difficult time, a friend who stood by you when you felt alone, or even someone whose actions inspired you from afar. The thoughts of them persist, not because of the frequency of your interactions, but because of the depth of their impact. Their influence resonates with your values, dreams, or aspirations. If someone is constantly in your thoughts, it may also reflect an unresolved longing or an unspoken gratitude. We often carry people with us in our minds because they represent something we hold dear: love, hope, inspiration, or even a lesson we needed to learn. They symbolize more than just a person. They represent an idea or a feeling that has become a part of our story. The role of meaning also extends to how we grow and evolve as individuals. The people who leave lasting impressions are often those who challenge us to be better. They might push us out of our comfort zones or show us a new way of thinking. Their influence becomes a part of the narrative we tell ourselves about who we are and who we want to become. And yet, the role of meaning is not always about grand gestures or life-changing events. Sometimes it's the small, quiet moments that stay with us. A kind word, a shared laugh, or a simple act of compassion. These moments might seem insignificant at the time, but they weave themselves into the fabric of our memories, shaping how we see the world and our place in it. In essence, when someone is always in your mind, it's because they represent something meaningful to you. It's a reminder that life isn't about the quantity of connections, but the quality of the ones that truly matter. It's about recognizing the people who have left their fingerprints on your heart and honoring the role they've played in your journey. Inspiration is one of the most powerful forces in the human experience. It has the ability to move us, transform us, and leave an indelible mark on our lives. When someone is constantly in your mind, even without communication, it often signifies that they have inspired you in some profound way. Inspiration transcends words and actions. It becomes a beacon that guides your thoughts, choices, and aspirations. At its core, inspiration is about igniting something within us. When someone inspires us, they awaken a sense of possibility. They show us what we can achieve, not just through their words, but through their actions, their character, and their way of being. Their influence becomes a quiet yet persistent voice in our minds, reminding us of what we're capable of and encouraging us to reach for more. Think about the people who have inspired you most. They could be someone you admire for their resilience, someone who embodies kindness, or someone whose creativity knows no bounds. Their impact on your life isn't limited to what they've said to you directly. It's about how their example has shaped your worldview. They've left a blueprint for excellence, and even in their absence, that blueprint continues to guide you. Inspiration also has a way of anchoring itself in our thoughts because it connects deeply to our values and aspirations. When someone lives in a way that aligns with what we hope to achieve or become, they act as a mirror reflecting our own potential. Their presence in our minds isn't just about admiration, it's about the hope and motivation they ignite within us. Moreover, the influence of inspiration extends beyond the individual who inspires us. It creates a ripple effect. When we're inspired, we're compelled to take action, not just for ourselves, but for others. We become better leaders, kinder friends, and more empathetic individuals. The person who inspires us may not even know the full extent of their influence, yet their impact is felt in the lives we touch because of their example. This kind of influence is not limited by proximity or communication. In fact, some of the most inspiring individuals in our lives may be those with whom we've never had a conversation. A mentor we admire from afar, a historical figure whose legacy speaks to us, or even a stranger whose single act of courage stays with us. All of these examples demonstrate how inspiration transcends barriers. It's not about direct interaction. It's about the emotional and intellectual imprint someone leaves on our hearts and minds. Another remarkable aspect of inspiration is how it persists over time. While words and actions may fade from memory, the feeling of being inspired remains. This is why someone can linger in our thoughts long after they've stepped out of our lives. They've left a spark that continues to burn, illuminating our path forward. So when someone is always in your mind, it's often because they've inspired you to become something greater. It could be their courage in the face of adversity, their unwavering belief in their purpose, or their ability to lead with compassion. Whatever it is, their influence becomes a part of you, shaping the choices you make and the dreams you pursue. The influence of inspiration reminds us that our lives are interconnected in profound ways. We're shaped not only by the people we interact with daily, but also by those whose stories, actions, and values resonate with us from a distance. Inspiration is proof that one person's journey can light the way for another, creating a legacy that transcends time and communication. There are few things more powerful than the bond created when two people share a common purpose. Purpose isn't just a goal or an ambition, it's a driving force that gives life meaning, direction, and intention. It's a vision that aligns your actions, values, and aspirations. And when you share that purpose with someone, an invisible thread is created between you, a thread that often endures even in the absence of communication or physical proximity. This is the echo of shared purpose. When you and someone else share a purpose, you're no longer just individuals pursuing separate goals. You become co-creators of something greater than yourselves. This shared purpose has the power to unify you, providing a sense of belonging and connectedness that transcends words or interactions. It doesn't matter if the person is near or far. What matters is that the vision you both hold in your hearts binds you together in a way that feels eternal. Think about a time when you worked alongside someone who shared a common goal with you. Whether it was a colleague working toward a project, a friend supporting you through a personal challenge, or even a community rallying around a cause, the shared purpose created a profound sense of unity. It was more than just the actions you took together. It was the feeling of alignment, the understanding that you were both contributing to something that mattered deeply. This shared purpose isn't merely a collection of actions or tasks. It's an emotional and intellectual connection that exists because you are both striving for the same thing. You can feel it in the way you communicate, in the way you support one another, and even in the quiet moments of shared understanding. When you share a purpose, it goes beyond what you do. It becomes a part of who you are. When someone remains in your thoughts, even without communication, it's often because they are tied to a purpose you both worked toward or still believe in. Their presence in your mind is a reflection of that shared mission or belief. Even if you are no longer working together or speaking, the echo of the shared purpose continues to reverberate, guiding your decisions, your actions, and your perspective. This is the beauty of shared purpose. It creates a lasting impact that isn't dependent on the frequency of contact or interaction. It's an enduring connection that exists in the shared commitment to something larger than either individual. When your hearts are aligned toward a common goal, the bond created is resilient and unbreakable, capable of withstanding the test of time, distance, and silence. The echo of shared purpose also reveals something deeper about human connection. It teaches us that our lives are not isolated, but interconnected in ways that we may not fully recognize. Even when we are not physically together or actively communicating, the influence of a shared purpose lingers in our minds. This connection doesn't just fade with time. Instead, it becomes a silent guide, helping us stay true to the values and aspirations we once pursued together. There is a quiet but powerful strength in knowing that someone else shares the same purpose as you. It's a kind of solidarity that transcends words. When you know that another person is aligned with your mission, you feel a sense of reassurance and inspiration, even when they are no longer present in your life. Their dedication to the cause continues to inspire you to move forward with your own, as if they are walking beside you in spirit. This shared purpose also strengthens resilience. When faced with challenges or setbacks, the echo of the purpose you share with someone else becomes a source of strength. It reminds you why you began, why you continue, and what is at stake. The connection formed through a shared purpose encourages you to keep going, to stay focused, and to trust that the path you're on is worth the effort because you are not alone. So when someone is always in your mind without communication, consider the shared purpose that may bind you. What goal or value did you both hold dear? What mission did you work toward together? The lasting influence of that shared purpose may be the very thing that keeps them alive in your thoughts. It's a reminder that while physical presence may fade, the energy and alignment of a common mission can echo across time and space. In conclusion, the presence of someone in your thoughts, even without communication, speaks to the deep connections that transcend time, distance, and the spoken word. Whether it is the powerful bond of connection, the enduring role of meaning, the inspiring influence they have had on your life, or the shared purpose that binds you, these forces create an invisible thread that keeps them alive in your mind. These threads are not bound by frequency of contact or the passing of time. They are sustained by the depth of the bond, the impact of the values shared, and the legacy of inspiration left behind. It is in the quiet moments of reflection and the silent echoes of their influence that we recognize how profoundly they have shaped our thoughts, actions, and aspirations. When someone stays in your mind, it is a reminder that the relationships and experiences that truly matter are often not defined by how often we speak or see one another, but by the enduring meaning they have brought into our lives. So let us cherish these connections, these shared purposes, and the inspiration they provide, knowing that even in their absence, their presence continues to guide us. Customer rarely asks for more time, and regret is usually the first thing they ask for.